Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. Today, I have a repeat guest who is just an absolute joy. She is known across the region as the little ball of joy and energy. She is a girlpreneur. She is a best-selling double author, a motivational speaker, an actress, a voiceover talent, and a teen influencer. She may come in a small package, but I got to tell you, her ideas are revolutionary and they are wide reaching. She has for several years now devoted her life and much of her time to reaching out to others to spread messages of hope, inspiration, and self-confidence. She has been focused on making a positive impact on others and helping them rock their lives to the maximum potential as part of an upcoming girlpreneur goal for interaction with kids, tweens, teens, and adults, and everybody that just everybody. So I want to bring her onto the show and welcome her back. So do bring her a warm welcome with me. Arianna Fox, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be back on.
I'm absolutely delighted because we had so much to talk about last time, and we're going to have a lot to talk about this time. Let me ask you, what have you been up to since we spoke the last time you were on?
Oh my word, so much. Seriously, so much. For when the last time we were talking a lot about my books, a lot about some of the things that were going on. Recently, most of my endeavors that have been going on more like I said, more recently have actually been acting and voiceover acting endeavors, a lot of them. So I'll go into those. Firstly, I'm so excited to be a voiceover actress on a project called Live Adventure, and it was so interesting. It's an amazing game that it was originally like a student project, but I think that it can be something incredible. For those of you gamer geeks out there, when you this video game, I like to think, is pretty revolutionary, because what it does is you get to control two characters at the same time, and you get to have them walk forward together. So the two characters are really the only characters in the, well, actually almost the only characters in this game. They're a brother and sister duo named named Lens and Real. And I am the sister named Real, and I play her. And it was so amazing. This project is originally started by this group and these people who are actually French, which is really cool, because I love learning, I love languages, I love all that. I'll get into that later. That's another thing I'm doing. But it was really cool. They originally made it, and they hired people for the voiceover work in French, but now they were doing it for English. And so I'm like, yes, I want to be a part of this. And it was so amazing. So I'm so excited to be a part of that. And yeah, that's that. I don't know if you want me to continue with other stuff, or if you wanted to make comments or whatever you wanted to do.
Well, so you can do two?
What's that?
Oh, excuse me. You can do dual characters?
Yeah, yes, you can control two characters at once by having one character like going like one character pushing on the joystick, and then the other one you move around.
Oh, this is neat.
Yeah, it is neat.
This is really neat. Okay. So, all right. So in addition to this,
so much else. Yes.
I know. Okay, so you have something else going on. Tell me about this other.
Oh, I have so many things. So one is that I am an actress on a sitcom. This sitcom is amazing. It is a comedy faith-based sitcom called Wanna Be a Star. And it's one of the most amazing projects that I have been working on so far as acting goes, because it is about basically an acting teacher who doesn't know how to act. It's about this guy, his name is Dr. Cool, and he's basically doing a side hustle, and he's trying to make money somehow. So he ends up making money as an acting teacher when he knows next to nothing about acting. And so it's a lot of fun, because the characters who are in his class are just crazy, they're wild, they're really fun, and there's something interesting and weird about each of them. I'm Janet, who's the Disney-ish personality. Like, I can be on Disney, except that I can't, you know.
Okay.
That's Talks 24/7, right? So she's full of energy, quite very much unlike myself. No, no, but she's full of energy, quite like myself, and she's a really really funny character to play. My daddy actually is the director of this project, and
Oh,
the
I
producer
love it.
is Marquise Skinner. And my daddy is the director, and he also plays a cowboy in it too. So there are so many characters. It's so much fun. In fact, we were able to do a get together not too long ago with the whole cast, and it was a lot of fun because we were able to show my daddy. He's also doing the video editing. He's doing like so much for this, and so we were able to show how it looks. And you know, we were just laughing so hard, like from my facial expressions to everybody else to like the characters and the back and forth and the dialogue. It is hilarious. So when Wanna Be a Star comes out, you guys want to see this. It is, if you want a good comedy sitcom, not full of all the crazy stuff that's in comedy sitcoms these days, but the things that really that comedy sitcoms used to be way back then that were fun and hilarious, then check this out because it's you're gonna love it. So that's one thing. Yeah.
And since this is a faith-based film, which channel is it going to be on, or who's
So
broadcasting?
so there's we're working on the distribution right now. Right now we're it's still, the first episode is still a pilot, and it is still in the process of being edited. So we're seeing about the distribution of how when where it will be distributed. But right now, just keep keep tabs on this on Facebook. There's actually a page called Wanna Be a Star. You'll see it
Love
with
it.
like a little logo that has like an acting clapper board and with a little star on it. And yeah, you're
I
gonna
love this. I love this. Okay, so what else you've got going on? Because this is not all.
Oh no, not even close. So next thing is that I am also an actress in another amazing short film called Box in the Basement. Um, this short film, The Box in the Basement, is directed, produced, being edited by all that stuff by my daddy actually. And but it is more than just a little tiny you know, oh, just a little tiny, you know, like little short film. This is actually starting to become what we like to call a medium film, just because it's actually growing out of the 25 minutes, and it'll probably be around maybe 30 by the time
Ooh,
we're finished with it. But it is amazing, and we were able to get so much so many amazing connections from this. So I'll go into detail about what this is about.
okay.
Box in the Basement is a short film, or possibly medium film, we'll see, about a young girl. That's me, I'm the lead role, which is awesome. A young girl called, her name is Avery Thompson, and she is, to put it into simple words, her life sucks at this present moment. Things are going wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, I know, right? So depressed, right? No, she's kind of depressed, and things are going really bad. They lost her parents and herself. They lost her brother not long ago. He died of leukemia, and the parents have been arguing almost nonstop. And and she's getting bad test results and you know, and grades and stuff like that in her school, and just things are just so hard for her. And I think this is something a lot of people can relate to, a lot of teens especially.
yes.
And so she is actually, and this is actually what I was doing a lot of filming for today, one of the many scenes. But she ends up finding and learning about this mysterious cube in a box in a chest in the basement. And
Okay, wait, so there's a cube in a
in a
box
box
in
in a
the
chest.
chest.
Yes, there's
Okay,
this
okay.
ancient, amazing chest that we actually found, and we were like, "This is crazy! This is a real, actual ancient chest. It's like, I don't know, some kind of Chinese ancient chest. It's amazing."
How cool is
So
this? Okay.
we were able to find that in this one. I'll go into the details of the locations and how awesome that everybody is. But from that we bought this little really cool like leatherish box, and inside of this box in the basement there is this cube that if anybody who sees like Marvel movies, like if you've heard of the Tesseract, it's like this blue cube. Well, that's kind of like what that is. It's almost like a Tesseract. It's a little blue glowing cube, and probably about, I don't know, maybe about this big.
Okay.
And so what this cube is it gives the holder, whoever's holding the cube, the power to see their future and transport into the future. And the problem is, if you do transport into the future, then everybody that you know and the space-time continuum will be off and all that kind of stuff, just like, normal sci-fi movie. Well, here's the thing. When Avery goes down into the basement because she's tempted, right? She's having such a hard time. And then okay, Lur, there's power. She's tempted about this power. So she ends up holding the box but the problem is if you hold it for too long, then all that will happen. So she's tempted to just jump into the other reality or the future where her future looks good. Her future self is happy. She's, with her family, having a kid or whatever, and just, like having a good time, a happy life. And right now Avery's life is the furthest thing from that. And so Avery's like, I want to go there. I want to just skip the rest of my life up until this point and jump in there. But
Off
she
I
doesn't
go.
know. She doesn't know about the dangers, and she doesn't know about the risk and the warnings. And it was really cool. We were able to get this like ancient sage voice, welcome, young traveler. And it's like this awesome voice for a voiceover that we were able to have to where when she comes down in the box and she reads this little script, this little like scribe thing. It's actually like a leather bound notebook. It's really awesome. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. It was amazing because we've been doing so much for this, and it became, here's something funny. It originally started off as a short film just to get more scene time for me for my demo reels and for my acting reels. That was literally the only thing that it started off with. But then my daddy started experimenting with the theme of it about, like you can change your future. You can actually change your future by how you look at things and stuff. And then he started getting all these extra people on. He started getting the wise sage voiceover and started getting these people who would just donate music and donate things for like musical orchestra compositions really to this project, and all these different people and all these different actors and actresses. At one point in one day we had basically over 70 people, like all throughout, like in the set and everything.
So it's evolved into something.
Yes, absolutely.
Bigger.
Yes, absolutely. It really has evolved, and it's amazing just to see there have been so many people that are now a part of it, from kids, class kids, to parents, to the actress who's playing my best friend Amy, and then the parents and just everybody. It was amazing. And even just today we recorded a scene, like an extra scene with these kids who were originally bullies, but then later on in the movie, my character ends up memorizing and delivering this quote in class, and they're like, hey, how did you do that? Can you help us with that? And and she starts, really, the main character, her life starts getting better because she's changing her future. And that's been, she's looking at things a different way. Her perspective is different, and that's pretty much what The Box in the Basement is about. And we are so excited to be really with everything, with all the locations. Big thank you to all the locations, like from Causey Mansion here in Delaware, which is an amazing mansion. It's like a bed and breakfast where you can do tours and such, and it's like this it's like in winter, it's like, it looks like it could be a set of a horror movie. In spring and summer, it looks like it could be a set of like Alice in Wonderland. Like, it's just this beautiful, like, it's just gardenscapes and everything. It's just like, it's amazing. From that to countless other locations. Thank you to those locations as well.
So let me ask you a question. From the time you first read the script and started becoming involved,
right,
to now,
yeah,
have you learned more about yourself and your perspective on life from just this particular movie, this medium alone instead of a short medium?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And also I forgot to add as well that in addition to being the actress, I'm also the editor of the script, and same with Want to Be a Star. As a writer, I am obsessed with good grammar, proper spelling and and punctuation and all that stuff. And so and like I'm one of the only people who like says, "Oh my goodness, I love English. I love English. I love English." Everybody else is just like, and so I had the amazing honor of editing both scripts, the Want to Be a Star script and the Box in the Basement script. And yes, especially as I was editing the script, because originally my daddy just kind of threw all this together, and he's like, "Hey, like how scripts have like that Courier New font, and they have it looks like a little typewriter, font, and they have the indents here and stuff like that." He's like, "I have no idea how to do all that. I just know how to write a good script. So can you please make it look pretty?" And I'm like, "Yes, I can do that. I can format. I actually love formatting." So I was like, I did that, and then as I was going through it, I was changing things here and there, and I was like, "Wow, this is a good script." And of course, I am always supportive and loving of everything that my parents do, but and so I was just like, "Oh yeah, this is a great movie." But then once I started actually editing it, I realized, whoa, this is a good movie. Like, oh my goodness, the themes in this movie are incredible, and the message is so powerful. And there was this one time, even my daddy likes to talk about this. I was on a Zoom rehearsal with the both of the people that would be playing my parents, awesome Raymond Rizzo and Kathy Sanders, my stage mom and dad, and so or stage dad and mom in that order. But anyway, so it was so crazy because we did just a rehearsal for this one scene at the dinner table, but it was just a virtual rehearsal because it's before we filmed anything. And I was like, I was getting all emotional, in this very intense, dramatic, emotional scene between the parents and as a family. And it was like, we're gonna be okay and all this stuff. And I obviously had to cry to make it look good, but I also felt it coming on. And there were others almost choked up too, because it was just so emotional. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? Like, we all pretty much choked up and cried during this scene because of how amazing and powerful this movie is. And so I absolutely do. I do think that this movie has really like helped. This script, as I've been going through it, has really helped me to like realize, oh my goodness, that it is so true looking at how the way you look at things can change your future. And also, I forgot to add as well, one of our favorite musical genres is called electro swing. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it,
Electro
but
swing?
electro swing.
Okay.
And
Haven't.
it's basically like old swing style music, but with a little bit of electronic music added to it, like beats and stuff like that. But
Okay.
it's also old swing style, and it's an amazing, amazing genre. But one of the most popular, pretty much like the two top bands in this genre are Caravan Palace and Swing Growers, and we absolutely love both of them. We love Swing Growers, and they have just these really unique tracks, and they are like huge. They're this band in Sicily, in Italy, actually. And so what was amazing, we were actually able, we asked them, because there's this one song called 7 Million Faces that just would work perfectly with this movie. And we are like, oh, and my daddy was like, oh my goodness, I can envision this, this song would play during this time and this time. And so we're like, okay, let's just reach out and see if they respond, and see if we can have their permission to use their song. Well, they got back to us, and we ended up getting the permission to use 7 Million Faces. Yes. And
Yes.
so we now officially are able to use like a song from one of the most awesome, pretty high up their bands in this genre ever.
Oh, I
And
love
we're
it.
really, really excited about that too.
This is really exciting. You guys have a lot going on that is
Oh yeah.
absolutely on the move. And with it aligns with what you have going on, which is really empowering other people with everything that you do. I mean,
Mhm.
you do a lot with building other people up along with building your your resume and your own goals. And so it's really neat to see the passion that you have, because it is just so contagious. And you don't even have to point out how much what you're doing is really going to change other people's lives, because you can hear it and you can see it with the things that you're saying and doing. And there's more, and then there's more.
Oh yeah, there is, absolutely. So the next thing, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So the next thing that I am really excited to also talk about as well, right along the subject of inspiring people and lifting people up, yes, is I'm so excited because I am officially a speaker at the Rich Kids Global event this Saturday. Actually, it is this Saturday, and this is, I've got to tell you, it is an amazing, amazing event. So what it is it is a basically an event for kids and entrepreneur kids, basically, and helping them and fostering a, you know, good sense of so many things, entrepreneurship and so many things. And what they do is, and particularly like success and achieving your dreams. And so what they do is they give a kind of an analogy to climbing a mountain. And they're all the individual speakers, their talks are considered like little tools. Like one is a grappling hook, and one is a boot, and one is a, you know, a bag of equipment or something like that, you know, where it's things that you would need to climb a mountain. And I don't remember which one I am, but each speaker has their individual tool. And then that goes along with also a specific tool that helped them to succeed really in real life. For example, the people who are hosting this, they're actually, one is from England, his name is Luke Mullins, and then one is from Australia, his name is Alex Bleakley. But they are amazing, and one of them, I forget which one, but their tool is mentorship. So mine is determination. And I am really, really excited because this Saturday, I will be speaking about determination and how it has helped me so much in my life. And I gave several stories and examples about how I literally almost gave up. I think I might have even said this in our last interview. Like, I think I almost gave up both speaking and acting, and almost even writing two, or at least writing one particular book. I don't think you could ever really fully give up writing, but I almost gave up speaking and acting. And I was able to express through stories how I was able to move past that with the amazing help of my parents, because of several different things, but mainly because of determination. And so this event is amazing. Rich Kids Global, guys, if you're watching this, check it out. It's happening this Saturday, actually same day, funnily enough, actually Friday and Saturday, depends on where you are, because Friday for US peeps, Saturday for, I think, UK people and other people around the world. But it's basically, I believe it is 4 p.m. PST on Friday. But yes, so this Friday generally, check it out because it is incredible. And also this Saturday, might I mention, I also have Teen Topics this week. Have I told you about that already?
No.
Oh my word. Okay, so Teen Topics is something I started. This is a funny story, well, sort of. So what it is I started it about a year ago. What this is it's a right now it is an Instagram live show. Before I started it off, it was a radio show, a real show on the radio, and I was actually the host of it. Now, it was on a particular radio station that where the host of the station himself, he wasn't the best, and we had a lot of disagreements, and a lot of times where, like, I was supposed to be the host of this particular show, and yet he kept saying, oh, it's the co-host and all this stuff. And it was like, okay, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with the co-host thing, but that's not what we had discussed, and all this kind of stuff where it was just like, you know what? And then all these technical issues, there would always be an echo and all this like negative stuff when it was supposed to be positive. And so we're like, man, and then we had it was like the day before the show and we had guests and there was just like there were issues abound and I was like, okay, you know what? And then we had this crazy thing where it's like, you know what? Let's just not do this. And I'm like, oh no, what are we going to do with our guests? We have guests scheduled for tomorrow. So we had to, as a last minute resort, last resort, we had to go to doing an Instagram live because they just happened, both of my guests just happened to be on Instagram. And when we did that, it was one of the probably the best show we had done so far. And I was like, why is this so? I realized that it was because of like engagement. People would be doing all these, putting up all these little hearts and putting in comments and even asking questions to the interviewees. And I would be like, these people are getting engaged. These people are actually, this is way better than the radio show. And who knows who was even listening to the radio show anyway. And so ever since then, which was I believe like maybe May-ish last year, we just switched to doing Instagram Live, and now Teen Topics is my Instagram Live show that I have every month with usually basically like 2 guests. This one I'm doing this Saturday is featuring Stan Weisfeld. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he's actually the author of an amazing kidpreneur series called The Startup Squad. All about I think he's also a TEDx speaker as well and several other things. So he's awesome.
Oh, this is
and
great.
then also interviewing this amazing family who are entrepreneurs and actors. They're actually in Box in the Basement, but they're London Madison and PJ Phillips with Lunmad PJ3, and they do fashion designing, they do entrepreneurship, they do acting, they do so many things. So I'm so excited for this show, and yeah, that's one of the many things I have as well.
This is really good. And I think that having a monthly program is phenomenal. And
Right.
do you have an audience that's asking for you to do it more frequently?
No, it hasn't been more frequently. I believe that people have asked that before, and I can't do it more frequently than a month because we've got so much stuff going on.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
a
you
month
do.
is a perfect time.
I like that though, because that gives you an opportunity to really engage people, and there's just a lot of really good benefits about that. I like that you have all of the things going that you do. I am just jazzed with the direction that you're going. I like that you have a faith-based film. I like that you have, instead of a short, that you have a medium with something that is so phenomenal that gives such a different perspective on things, that's really going to embrace just a whole different concept
Yeah.
that may give an opportunity for someone to take something. And like you said, there's a lot of people, teens, that
Yeah.
are going to be able to say, I can identify with this, and it's going to really be able to take a shift and launch somebody in a different direction. I really love what you do with these things. I really wish I could be there Saturday to see the things that you have going on and to listen with the speaking that you have. I hope that you're going to be able to live stream it though.
Oh no, it's actually not physical. It is virtual. So
It is virtual.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Yes.
Excellent. I love this. Okay, so tell me how we're going to be able to see and hear this.
So just today, the people who created this event just released social media. All over social media, they released flyers and creatives. So tomorrow is when I'm going to be blasting that everywhere. So you guys are going to see that all over the place tomorrow morning. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And so you're going to be able to see kind of where to find that, as well as a link and stuff like that as well. I also have another thing in the works that I'm so excited about.
I want to hear about it.
It's another voiceover role.
I want to
And
hear about this.
my parents and I are like utterly kind of blown away at how far my voiceover acting career has gone with this. What it is it's an amazing game that just released. It's called Gourd, but instead of like a video game, it's, I believe, a computer game, I think. But what it is it's created. I don't know if you've ever heard of The Witcher. An incredibly huge brand of games that you'll see, like, probably if you go in GameStop. The Witcher is huge. Now,
Okay.
the one of the people who worked with that team, he has his own development company and he created Gore. So basically, I am one of the voice actresses in this game that is created by one of the people who worked with people on The Witcher, which is an incredibly huge series. And I watched the trailer. The trailer just came out like a few days ago, and I reshared it so you can see it on all my social media profiles if you want to check it out. But when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. And I was pretty sure I could hear myself, but I wasn't entirely sure because it was just really, most of what I had was just like yelling and screaming. That was really like it. Yeah, exactly. I was like, all that kind of stuff. That was most of my voiceover work. But it has been an amazing journey to get to this point where it's like, wow, this looks like an actual game that you would just see, like a normal, not, like a on par with, The Witcher and all those other kinds of games. Just like, wow, this is amazing. So yes, that's one of the many things.
This is really good. I mean, this is really good because since we've spoken and the last time you were here, you have just been getting a lot of work. And this means that you're going to continue to do so because you're on fire. Girl, you are just on fire. And I think that this is so exciting because you are really living your dream and going after what you want in a lot of different ways. And I know you're still working on another book.
Yes, I am working currently on Saber Black. I actually just finished, about a month or so ago. I finished writing it, and I'm now working on slowly the editing process. But it's been incredible. And it was interesting what you were saying earlier about The Box in the Basement, where a lot of teens can say, I can identify with this. Absolutely, with Saber Black, the main character is a teen who is struggling to identify what is right and what is wrong, and that is one of the biggest parts about this. She comes, basically the premise of Saber Black is that the main character, her name is Saber Black, she's a teen, and she's basically, there are this winged race of people called Andorians, Andorians, I believe, and the good guys are called the Sarahs, and the bad guys are called the Sendars. But the main character is born a Sendar, but fights for the Sarahs. So is she good? Is she bad? Is she both? That's kind of the premise of the novel, and I think that a lot of people can relate to this. Who should I be fighting for? My tradition, or for what I think I know is right? That kind of thing. And then I'm also with False Awakening, which is the book that is an Amazon best-selling novel that I republished last August. False Awakening is a sci-fi novel, and that is currently in the process of, is in contract to become a movie, and is currently in that process. So it's amazing.
Oh my goodness, you have a lot going on, and I'm so excited about this.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, and something else. So there is also something else that is completely unrelated to almost all the other stuff. Everything else I'm saying is, writing, acting, voiceover work, all that stuff. This one's a little different.
Wait, what? What could be completely unrelated?
Languages. Just as of today, I've basically reached 88% fluency in Spanish.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And I am so beyond jazzed about this. I've always loved languages, and it's really funny because ever since I was young, I would always like put like stuff into the translator, and then I would put it in a story or something, and I would always just input languages into songs, into stories, into everything as a writer, orator, and just a language lover. And but I never actually started getting serious about learning languages until I'm going to actually say about last year, maybe. It was about last year I started. It was a time that I think a lot of teens can relate to this. I was doing way too many games. I admit I was doing like so many game. I was doing so much gaming. I was, playing all my favorite things, and it was great. There's nothing necessarily bad about gaming, but I was doing so much that it ended up kind of taking precedence over real life stuff. And so finally I decided to take a 1 week break just to clear my mind. And on that 1 week break, I was like, okay, I gotta admit, I'm a little bored here. What can I do to kind of to be productive and yet to also fill up time and do something that I love doing? And I thought, why not like do Duolingo? Because I used to try to do them like so many times, and I'd be like, okay, 1%. I had a 1 day streak. Let's try a 2 day streak. Oh, I can't do a 2 day streak. Now I lose it. Now I have to try again. And my motivation was not good for that. But I was like, you know what? I got nothing else to do, so why not? And then I started it. And at the end of the break, I had so much fun doing it, and I had my longest streak yet, 7 days. So it was like, you know what? And then as I kept doing it more and more, because I didn't want to break my Duolingo streak, I realized how much I loved the language and how much I loved Spanish. Then I tried French, and I realized how much, wow, I like this too. Then I tried Italian. I'm like, okay, I love languages. This is awesome. And so then at the beginning of this year, January, I got an amazing app called Busu.
What's it called?
Busu, like
Busu.
B-U, yeah, Bussuu. There are two U's at the end.
Okay.
And essentially what it is it's free for the first part, but we actually just bought a subscription for this because of how much I like language is a passion for me. So what I ended up doing was buying this, and from that, they taught so many practical sentences, so many practical words, so many things that I was able to use. And also, the coolest part, I think I actually have, yeah, I do. So the coolest part was that I was able to be, that they are partnered with McGraw-Hill. I don't know if you know.
I do.
McGraw-Hill's? Yeah. And they are partnered with them to where they give certificates of level completions. When you're done, they have the same things as like a regular college language, except for C1 and C2. So they have A1, A2, B1, and B2.
Really?
I am so excited to say that I have finished A1, like for A1 through A2 to B1, and now I'm working on B2. But this is actually just happen to find it here. This is my certificate for finishing level B1 in Spanish. This is a McGraw-Hill certificate. I was just telling my parents how incredibly elated I was. I've gotten so far. Thank you. But it's been amazing because I always have hoped, and even able to like strike up conversations with people in Spanish and stuff. And I've always hoped to do this so that we can inspire others in their languages and stuff. And you know how people always say, if you give people compliments, even if you just make if you make one person smile, then you change their day. You made their day even just a little bit, right? Oh, I like your purse. How cool, And I realized that especially in an English speaking country like the United States, when there are people who speak Spanish and they have to balance a sort of almost a biglossary or diglossary, which is, using two languages at this kind of like in different places in different times, that it's kind of hard sometimes. And when I'm able to see people speaking to each other in Spanish, and then I'm like, oh wow, they have a cool purse, or they have cool shoes or whatever, and I'm able to say, me gustan tus zapatos, or me gusta tu, whatever, your t-shirt, tu camiseta, or whatever, or tu cartera, your purse. And then they just kind of smile like, oh, you know Spanish, or you're able to. First of all, thank you for the compliment, and second of all, that's so cool that you didn't even just say it in English too. And it just kind of adds a little extra something, and it's just another way to just put in a smile into people's day. And I'm just so excited and so blessed to have had the opportunity to do that.
It's really neat that how humble you are about the ability to learn so that you can show love to someone else.
Thank you.
And that is so just heartwarming to hear you say that, because I'm also thinking about how that's going to boost your career,
Right. Yeah.
not just what you're going to be able to give to other people. I think it's totally wonderful, and that's part of one of the things that I love about what I do is really to enrich other people. But just with all the things you have going, because this is just what you do, you're all about other people. But I was thinking as you're doing this, wow, this is really going to enrich your career,
Yes.
because you're going to be able
Absolutely.
to have more roles.
Absolutely. In fact, actually, it's pretty amazing. I've been getting tons of voiceover auditions in Spanish that I've been able to do. And on top of that, I actually even got a voiceover role in Spanish, which was really, 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 really cool. It was like kind of surreal for me. So that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, you're exactly right, though. There was this one Zoom, like a kind of a rehearsal-ish thing that I was on where we would all, it was like many, many, many people, excuse me, all auditioning for this role. It was like a Zoom audition, virtual audition. That's what it was. And there was one person. It was so crazy. He said, you know, he's like really young, and the person who's in charge of everything asked him, okay, so you know, why are you, you know, here? Why did you submit, etc. And he's like, I don't know, I don't even want to be here. And he's like, okay. And then he's like, do you know any other languages? And he's like, yes, I know Spanish. And it was so interesting because he did his audition and everything, and they considered him because he knew Spanish, even though he didn't even want to be there, and that he was kind of forced to be there, and most of the other people did want to be there. He was considered for the role because he spoke another language.
Made a
So you're
difference.
exactly right. It can totally boost a career.
You know, it's so funny because oftentimes there are many things that we don't anticipate that can make a difference. And
Yeah.
so we want to better ourselves always in just embrace so much learning
Yeah.
in various ways. There's people that say it's better to master one trade and just only learn one thing and become, and I don't agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree to learn as much as you can, absorb as many things as you can, and just embrace and continue to learn. Continue to learn, because you never know just exactly how much that's going to make a difference in your life at some point. So, Arianna, I want to thank you so much for sharing all of the things that you do with us all the time, and for the amount of things that you do that really do help so many other people. We are looking forward to continuing to have you come back on the show and share all of the things that you're doing. And we want to connect with you because you've got things going on, and we want to share all of those things so that we can continue to watch you grow and to also personally grow because of the things that you're doing. So if you will share all of the places where people can connect with you, please do that for us right now.
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social media channels and platforms as either Arianna Fox or A Fox Author. That would be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I'm Arianna Fox on YouTube and LinkedIn, and A Fox Author, AFOXAUTHOR, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which I joined the other day. I remember you asked me, "Are you on TikTok?" And I said no, and I'm like, I didn't really want to be because it's just, I'm not just gonna do all those dances and all that stuff. And I'm just like, that's not really who I am or what I do. But you mentioned, I remember on on the last interview, you were saying it's a really good way to boost exposure, boost, you know, all that. And so, you know, finally I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. So actually, yes, I did join TikTok. So yay. So yes, A Fox Author on TikTok as well. And then you can find my books, False Awakening, The Princess Chronicles, and Saber Black is in the works, but False Awakening and The Princess Chronicles on Amazon. You can also find them and you can also find them on barnesandnoble.com as well. And you can find them for a personalized or signed copy from me on my site, ariannafox.com. That's ARIANNAFOX.com. And again, if you want to book me for any speaking events or anything of that sort, any gigs, then feel free to email me, which is of course monitored by my parents as well. afox@ariannafox.com. That's AFOX@ARIANNAFOX.com.
Love it. Thank you so much for being with us again today and giving us an update on everything that you're doing. I absolutely love it.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. Everything that you're doing is incredible. And I love how you are able to give other people the platform and the opportunity to share what they're doing, share what they're into, and share how they can help others. So you're awesome. And also, I love I wasn't able to really mention this last time, but I love the name of the podcast, Rebecca Sounds Reveille. I love that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you for tuning in to another episode of Rebecca Sounds Reveille. I ask that you connect with Arianna because everything that she's doing is really going to take you places. You've got to see, she is just on fire. And she is definitely, her goals are just so pure. And really, you're going to see, you've got to connect with her on all of the different platforms that she's shared with you. And make sure that you get her information to all of your friends, your family, everybody that you know on social media, and everybody that you don't. Thanks for tuning in.